Hi friends, it's Auntie Cuckoo, and today we are flipping some thrift finds. I am so excited because today we are tackling a few projects that have been on my to-do list for a while. I've picked up a few things because I've seen potential in them, and today we are going to transform those thrifted treasures, give them complete updates and facelifts so that I can use them in our new home to decorate for each season. And I've teamed up with a few others who are also doing transformations, so be sure to visit the link in the description below. So these things are things that I moved with. I bought them in California. I either picked them up secondhand at a resale shop or thrifted, and I saw so much potential in them that I put them in a moving truck and brought them all the way to Texas. So let's get started. So let's start off with the first piece that we're going to transform in our Flippin' Friday series. So this is a little blue step stool that I found at my local Goodwill. I initially looked at it and thought, 4th of July for the blue. Now, I'm not a blue lover, so once I'd used it for 4th of July, I decided to go ahead and transform it for my every season decor. Now, it only cost me an initial investment of $2.99, so I decided to go ahead and do a little bit of experiment. I wasn't sure with the amount of paint, and I think it was oil-based, that this would work. Now, I did give a good sanding to the top of it, and there were a few notches left, but I thought that added character. I love the sides, but that was gonna be way too much work to go ahead and refinish the whole thing, so I went in with some black paint on the bottom. And I love how it turned out. If you're not a fan of black, you could always do white or maybe a signature color, a color you really want to bring out in your home. We were on our way to Texas to a brand new build full of white, so I knew that I wanted to go ahead and add a little bit of contrast, giving it a quick coat of some flat black paint along the bottom, being very careful to not touch the top so that I could stain it, which I did. And this is a look at the finished product. Now we're gonna go on to our next project before I show you guys how to style all these items. This is actually a wooden vase. Found this years ago in a Goodwill for $6 and brought it home. I loved it at the time. I used it with the darker stain, but I decided to go ahead and sand it down to its natural finish. I am loving all of the warm wood tones in our home. It really helps balance all of the white, and I love the texture and look of the wood grain. I could always go back in and stain it. I haven't decided. Let me know what your thoughts are. Now, as you turn it, you can see the different grain in it, and I did have to place another vase inside to allow for the florals to sort of stay in place. Otherwise, I would have to fill it with way more florals and they just kind of fall all over. I also decided that that would be really helpful to allow me to control the height of my florals. Now on to our next project. This one has been a long time coming. For this next one, I want to show you how to transform something you may have or come across into something you're gonna love. So I actually lost the footage, so I'm gonna walk you through it. This is a little table my husband built for our daughter when she was all about those American Girl dolls. Well, she's getting ready to graduate from high school, and I couldn't part with it, but it didn't seem logical to stuff it in a box. So my husband cut the legs off of it, I stained the top, and I painted the feet. So now I'm gonna walk you through how I have styled everything for spring in our home. I did add a few pieces I had, some carrots I DIY'd. I'm just loving this little pedestal. It's perfect for my little colander I just picked up in the Target dollar spot. Inside of it, I placed a wreath I recently shared that is a Dollar Tree DIY of that little nest with a few eggs inside. So what I'm loving in our new home is decorating the end of our island. It's one of the things you see when you first come in our home. Also kind of hides the view of any dirty dishes that might be lingering in the sink. And this little riser adds just a little contrast to my very white island, and adding a sign and a few pieces is a welcome distraction and a great way to tie in the season in our home. I am loving it, and I can see using this for any season and in many different places. I've already used it in other areas in our kitchen and I'm loving it here on the end of the island. How would you use something like this in your home? Comment down below and let me know. I'm absolutely in love with it, and it reminds me of all those good old days when we had so much time to spare and tea parties to enjoy. Now, in the past, I have used some tiered trays on the end of my island, and I'm always enjoying switching it up. I could see this during summer, fall, and during Christmas, and this is just so chock full of memories. I love how this one turned out. Took a little bit of stain and some paint, but I decided to add some height behind it. So I'm going to show you guys again that little step stool that I found in the Goodwill. All I did was paint it and sand the top, adding a coat of my favorite stain. Then I was able to take it inside, and you could use this in a million other ways. Risers are so popular right now, and I decided to go ahead and use it right behind our first piece, adding a bunny that I have picked up years ago at Michael's, and just adding some more greenery in a vase with a topiary. I am loving the finished product and how this looks. I think it is really well balanced with the taller wooden vase that we sanded down to its original finish and added some cherry blossom stems from Walmart in. And I could have been done with the vignette there, but I decided to add in a woven basket that I just shared in a recent mystery box challenge DIY that I shared here on my channel, and put in a little bit of cabbage from Hobby Lobby, finishing off the look. And I am so thrilled with all of these pieces I decided to hang on to. I saw hope and potential in them, and I'm sure glad I did, because I am not only thrilled with how they turned out and look, but the price that I paid to have them. So what do you think about the transformations of the items that I have flipped today, taking them from thrift store junk into my new home treasures? I sure enjoyed sharing the process with you guys. It was a good motivation for me to get these projects off the list and into my home. And be sure to visit the link below if you're interested in seeing more videos like this. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.